Hi, I'm Congressman Tom McClintock. I want to join with my colleagues in Congress, the 500,000 Iranian expatriates in the United States, the American people, and the freedom-loving people around the world in sending best wishes to the International Convention in Paris of all the groups that are waging the liberation of Iran. At a similar time in the history of Europe, after the dark pall of fascism had fallen over Poland, Winston Churchill prophesied that the soul of Poland is indestructible and she will rise again like a rock, which may for a spell be submerged by a tidal wave, but which remains a rock. So it is today for Iran, which has been seized and subjugated by the latest incantation of Nazism with all of its brutality, terrorism, genocidal intentions, and expansionist ambitions. For 36 years, Iran has been submerged by this medieval dictatorship, but all the while, the soul of Iran is indestructible, and it remains intact beneath the storm waters of the passing tempest. Your movement is the light that can be seen by every Iranian throughout this dark night of tyranny. And there's an old saying that it is always darkest before the dawn. And dawn is coming. The world knows of your struggle and it cheers for your success. Do not judge America by its current policy of appeasement. Americans are well aware of the fact that the fascist regime of Tehran cannot be trusted, that its hold over your country is illegitimate, and that its days are numbered. The freedom-loving people of Iran and the United States are united by the self-evident truths expressed in our own Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation upon such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. That is the right of all human beings, and that is history's guarantee that your work will ultimately succeed. The terrorist government in Tehran has made very clear that it intends to acquire nuclear weapons and, when acquired, to use them. It's also made very clear that its word to the contrary is meaningless. The only way to stop this from happening, short of a catastrophic war, is for that regime to collapse from within. Your work has never been more urgent than it is now. The world is well aware of the strong opposition and resistance to the dictatorship that has been seething and simmering within Iran for many years. It nearly boiled over in 2009. We all know the regime is weak internally, and that now is the time to apply the maximum economic pressure upon it, while assuring that the Iranian opposition has all of the material and moral support that the civilized world can provide. And it means honoring the solemn promise of protection that the American government gave to those struggling at Camp Liberty. The Iranian Human Rights and Democracy Caucus within the U.S. House of Representatives is determined to see this happen. Churchill's prophetic warning of 1938 is hauntingly relevant today. He said, "A state of society where men may not speak their minds, where children denounce their parents to the police, where a businessman or small shopkeeper ruins his competitor by telling tales about his private opinions, such a state of society cannot long endure if brought into contact with the healthy outside world. The light of civilized progress, with its tolerances and cooperation, with its dignities and joys, has often in the past been blotted out, but I hold the belief that we have now at last got far enough ahead of barbarism to control it and to avert it, if only we realize what is afoot and make up our minds in time. We shall do it in the end, but how much harder our toil for every day's delay. Every one of your exertions hastens that day of redemption and liberation for Iran. We all pray that that day comes sooner than later, but rest assured, come it will."